Welcome back, guys, to another Seasoned Expats review. This time it is a review of the hotel we stayed at in Prague, the Hotel Zlatého Stromu. This translates from Czech to English into Hotel Golden Tree. This hotel is located right in the middle of Prague. It's a 5-minute walk to the Old Town and is right next to the Charles Bridge, giving it a great location. As well as the hotel, there's also a restaurant located in this building, as well as a nightclub. For this stay, we stayed 3 nights over a holiday weekend, and we paid 118 euros per night. Generally, these rooms retail a little bit cheaper, around 80 or 90 euros when it's not a holiday or a weekend. So let's get into the room tour. All right, so we are starting our tour of room 44. So one thing you will notice about these rooms is that they are pretty old, but they are very, very well maintained. The furniture is a little bit dated, but a lot of it is updated. So walking in, it is a little bit dark down here, but walking in, we have this big chest with, again, a key that we can open. And in here, it's hard to see, but there is ample room for you to hang your clothes. And there's also some hangers in here as well as a safe, which again, I know it's a little bit hard to see, but there is a safe in there. And then underneath, there's also extra towels, bathrobes, and slippers. And then there's also a little seating bench here right next to the door with some extra bedding. So let's go up these stairs and see the rest of the room. All right, and here is our room. It's actually a lot bigger than you would think. It is basically half of the width of the hotel, so it's a really nice size room. You can see they have 4 beds in here, or 3 beds for 4 people, and we found that it's actually quite spacious. So of course it does come with a kettle and some coffee and some teas. As we go on, you can see there are 2 twin beds, which are very comfortable. We did lay and test them, but they're very comfortable mattresses. And then there is also a large bed for 2 people, which was extremely comfortable. Catherine and I both got a really good night's sleep on this bed. As you can see, I mean, the color schemes in this hotel are a little bit dated. That's part of the aesthetic that they're trying to go for. You know, as you can see, it's a very thick mattress. It makes for a very good night's sleep, and then the pillows as well are actually quite comfortable. Catherine thought it was a little bit too firm. They are very large pillows, so if you like a little bit of a thinner pillow, softer pillow, we would recommend either bringing your own, or you could do what I did, and I just added an extra comforter underneath mine to give me a little bit more height, but you could use that as a pillow as well. As you can see in this room, there is plenty of seating, and in each of the regular rooms there is another chair, I believe, as well. So you'll get at least 1 chair if you're in one of the smaller rooms downstairs, but up here we had 4. And so we had plenty of time. You know, if we had some time in the afternoon, it was enough space where I could sit and drink a coffee, work on my computer a little bit, but we made good use of those chairs. There is a mini fridge that's offered as well. It's completely stocked with all sorts of juices, alcohol, beer, sodas, Red Bulls, things like that you would be used to in a European hotel minibar, but you do have to pay for those. And now, one of the nicest things about this room, which I'm sure you could hear it, there is an air conditioner in here. So all the rooms should have these air conditioners. Turn it off for a sec. So all the rooms should have these air conditioners, the remote control. You can set it to whatever temperature you want. We have it set at 19 degrees right now. Of course, it's not 19 degrees in here, but because this is a fairly large room. But it is very cool. I mean, when we would come in from the hallway into this room, it would always be way cooler in this room. Very, very comfortable. So we're glad that that's there. You also get a very large TV. I don't know how big that is. It might be a 43-inch TV. But it is a smart TV, so you can access Netflix, Prime Video, YouTube, anything you would need to on this TV, which was really nice to have. So now we can make our way over to the bathroom, which you can see is done up very nicely. It does feel fresh and new. The only thing about this bathroom that we really didn't like was the shower. And this is really, I think, just a function of the room that we're in, how the roof line goes. But as you can see, you really only have one space to put your head if you're standing in here, and there's no shower curtain, which actually didn't create much of a mess, we found, but it was kind of odd. Plus, the tub in here is very shallow, so you have to step up quite a bit when you're going up from the ground into the tub. Now, like I said before, this room is not like many of the other rooms. This room obviously is a little bit bigger and more spacious. I'm not sure what we did to get this room, but we paid the same as one of the deluxe rooms. So you might get this room if you pay for a deluxe room. All of the other rooms do have the nice large bed. They also have the wardrobe. They have the nice bathroom as well. They just don't have the extra beds, and then of course the landing downstairs that we have. So all of the other rooms should also be air conditioned, and it should be a very comfortable stay. This hotel also does offer breakfast. They offer it for a price. You have to buy it with your room, or you can pay for it when you get here at reception. So they do offer breakfast, and I don't remember how much, I'll put how much on the screen the extra was for breakfast. But the breakfast was actually really good. They had the full gamut of things that you could have. They had 6 hot dishes, including a couple different types of eggs, sausages, bacon, beans, and then of course some cold dishes, like mozzarella and meats and cheeses, and then of course pastries and desserts, as well as a number of different drinks. And then also they had an espresso, coffee, and hot chocolate machine. So it was more than enough for us. I mean, we're always able to eat a little bit later and then save on buying a big lunch later. So it's definitely worth it for us, and we think it was a very good breakfast offering. One thing about this hotel that we did not like, especially being on the top floor, was that there is no elevator. So that's something that you need to be aware of if you come here. It is not really an accessible hotel. Plus, I mean, technically we're on the 5th floor, and if you know how Europeans count their floors, the main floor counts as floor 0. So we had to climb 6 flights of stairs, basically, to get up to our room, which is a lot after a long day of sightseeing and walking around. So just keep that in mind. If you go here, there's no elevator. Another thing is that this hotel wears a lot of hats. There's a restaurant in the basement, or in the main floor, I should say. The back portion is where you eat breakfast, and then there's also an open restaurant and bar down there. And then there is also a nightclub that's in the basement. So, you might come back in the evening and find yourself having to go through and explain to the bouncers that you have a hotel room upstairs. So it's a little bit odd. We didn't have any issues hearing the nightclub noise. So, and I think the nightclub here closes at like 4 or 5 in the morning. So, if the nightclub is going and the music's really bumping and you're on the 1st or 2nd floor, you might hear it most of the night. So if you come, I mean, you can always ask for a higher floor. We got a higher floor, and like I said, we didn't hear anything. Another nice thing about this hotel is that, if you were like us and you're in other countries in Europe a lot, or, you have a lot of euros and you come to the Czech Republic, you obviously need Czech crowns here to pay for things, and that's something that we totally forgot. So we ended up going to an ATM and paying way too much for our Czech crowns. However, we found out later that they do offer a currency exchange here at the hotel. Right now, the currency exchange is €1 for 23 Czech crowns, which obviously it's lower than the actual exchange rate, but that's a lot better than you'll do in any of the debit or ATM machines around here. So keep that in mind. They don't. It's no transaction fees. So you literally just give them your euros and they hand you the Czech crowns. So that's something too that's great about this hotel. As we mentioned before, this hotel does have a restaurant and they do room service. So that's another nice thing this hotel does. They have a range of foods that you can select from. We found it to be a little bit more expensive than kind of the smaller restaurants we wanted to go to, but they do offer it. So that's always nice if you want to have a night in, order some room service, and get it sent straight to your room. And of course, the absolute best thing about this hotel is the location. You are literally 10 steps away from the Charles Bridge. You are also really close. It's only a 5 to 10 minute walk to the Old Town Square. So you are right in the middle of everything. It's a great location, which is actually why we booked this hotel in the first place. So overall, we had an excellent experience at this hotel. We really liked our room after getting used to the fact that we were on the top floor. We had the air conditioner, which was amazing, especially on these hot days. And then we also had plenty of room to move around and get comfortable in our room. The breakfast offered was great. We were very happy with that. It was definitely worth it. And it was really cool to be in an older building in the old town of Prague. It was really nice to see kind of these old stylistic details everywhere, as well as getting that friendly service. So it was a great experience. We would definitely recommend this hotel to anyone who wants to be in Prague, in the middle of the old town, with all of the amenities that are included.